Only if we are with all the 40 million plus Kenyans that we can achieve the objective and the goal for which our agenda for fighting corruption and enhancing ethical practice in this country is concerned.
Since its independence in 1963, Kenya has attained unprecedented growth due to the industrious and hardworking nature of Kenyans. The country's gross domestic product was at par with some of the Asian giants like South Korea, Malaysia, and Singapore. It is a country that is endowed with abundant wildlife, picturesque countryside, beautiful beaches, and a people who are friendly, energetic, creative, and hospitable. These are some of the many positive attributes that have placed our dear country as the most favored destination in East Africa. But the spirit of hard work, integrity, and accountability eroded gradually due to political patronage and the big man syndrome that excelled in bribery, favoritism, and nepotism. Errant government employees became greedy and selfish and started to dip their fingers in the hard-earned public funds. The toa kitu kidogo, chai, or kinua mgongo became the norm for one to get any service.
Every place, be it in the private sector, be it in the government, be it in churches, in schools, there's corruption everywhere.
Kama unataka document, wanakuzungusha kamera 20 hivi. Haiwezi wakakwambia direct wanataka atido, lakini kuna venye wao wanataka pesa. Unaona, mwishowe wewe ndio utakuja kujazia hao watu wanataka kitu kidogo.
In the public sector, you find people have a time frame of doing time, they take 2 weeks. That is corruption. You told bring this form, somebody delays, tomorrow he tells you to do this, so that you don't waste your time until you get that criteria and you do what he wants to do. That is corruption.
The greatest tragedy about corruption in Kenya has been the general apathy and acceptance by a large number of Kenyans who see corruption as a way of life.
Me, I don't care these days. As far as me, najua niko na do kwa mfuko, nikitaka services, nikitaka kuchukua chuo, as far as I have money, that's all.
The consequences are there for all of us to see. Billions and billions of shillings of taxpayers' money have ended up in a few individuals' pockets with disastrous consequences. To most Kenyans, corruption is so endemic that there is a general apathy and gradual acceptance in the Kenyan psyche that it cannot be eradicated.
Corruption nafikiri iko ndani ya damu ya watu. Na unless watu sijui waokoke, Mungu awaonee huruma, tutaishi na maisha mengine mbaya sana.
In comparison to other social problems, it causes scarce resources to be confined to few undeserving hands, leading to majority being denied access to basic necessities such as food, water, shelter, health, and education, when funds or monies that should be provided for the same are squandered or misappropriated. In other words, corruption keeps destroying the country. This is why the Commission endeavors to be at the forefront of ensuring that public assets are protected at all times. The efforts to fight corruption date back to 1956 when the Prevention of Corruption Act, Cap 65, was enacted. However, in 1997, this act was amended to establish the Kenya Anti-Corruption Authority with a specific mandate of fighting corruption. In 2002, prior to the general elections, Kenyans expressed their desire of having a country that has zero tolerance to corruption. The government immediately embarked on legislating new laws like the Anti-Corruption and Economic Crimes Act 2003 to combat corruption. The new act established the Kenya Anti-Corruption Commission as a premier agency charged with the responsibility of spearheading and coordinating all anti-corruption efforts towards zero tolerance to corruption.
The mandate of the Commission is wide. It's actually far and wide. And as it is wide, we have in our strategic framework outlined clear ways of dealing with our issues. For so long, Kenyans felt that if it is talking about the matter of fighting corruption, it belongs to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission or its predecessor institutions, or ni kazi ya serikali. But I want to assure you, in the fight against corruption and the business of inculcating ethics and integrity and accountability in our daily processes belongs to each and every one of us as Kenyans.
The Commission continues to implement the various activities and programs within its mandate in order to improve the quality of life for Kenyans. It is your duty and responsibility as a Kenyan not to engage in any form of corruption. Say no to corruption today and report any suspected form of corruption on the addresses on your screen.
Afisa, nimekuja, niliona mabandiko ya kwamba alona haja, umasikini siweko, aje kuona meneja, ajira hapa ziliko. Shida yangu mimi, kazi, kijana na hangaika.
Karibia afisini, nafurahi kukuona, kazi tele hapa ndani, napenda kuzipeana. Bora siwe mpinzani, yale tambiana. Kazi ni wewe mwenyewe, ukitaka utapata.
Vyeti vyangu kwa hakika, pia hivi mevileta. Chuoni mewajibika, giredi za metameta. Mambo yote ulotaka, kwa hakika nimepata. Shida yangu mimi, kazi, kijana na hangaika.
Jeti kitu gani? Dunia nipe, nikupe. Takupa siri fulani, kitaka nisikutupe. Ni uje kwangu nyumbani, tucheze paka mapepe. Kazi ni wewe mwenyewe, ukitaka utapata.
Kwako nyumbani? Kwa nini? Mimi natafuta kazi, nimechoshwa asilani, kuzungushwa kama panzi. Vita hili nijueni, kama nimepata kazi. Shida yangu mimi, kazi, kijana na hangaika.
Hapa ofisini kwangu utafanya utakavyo. Kwanza si kabila yangu, tena unasema ovyo. Toka hapa mbele yangu, ujitazame ulivyo. Kazi ni wewe mwenyewe, ukitaka utapata. Basi muhimu jengine, kiwa hilo ulitaka, lete chai nione, nijue wastahili. Unikune nikukune, ndio hali uhakika. Kazi ni wewe mwenyewe, ukitaka utapata. Vijana tuko shidani, twahangaishwa jamani, twashinda barabarani, hatuna kazi baini. Ela chai ni ya nini? Na ushakunywa nyumbani? Chai hii chai gani? Kahawa au majani? Tukomesha ufisadi, tuitenge Kenya yetu.
Corruption and economic crimes have left ugly scars in the mindset of the Kenyan society, such that virtuous behaviors such as integrity, morality, honesty, and the upholding of values are usually frowned upon. So deeply entrenched is a vice that the moral fabric of the nation has been put to the test time and time again. The Kenya Anti-Corruption Commission has developed programs that focus on reforming policies, practices and procedures with a view to sealing corruption loopholes and other inefficiencies that lead to loss and poor service delivery in the public and private sector. Corruption is a vice that cannot be won by enforcing the law only, but by appealing to the mindset of the Kenyan people.
The Kenya Anti-Corruption team will never be effective unless and until they've done their work well. They must first of all do the civil educating. Let there be a team that will enlighten these Kenyans, the haves, the middle class and the have-nots. Let these people understand what belongs to them rightfully.
Mimi ningependa watu kwanza wafahamishwe about nini zao, nguvu yao wananchi wa kawaida. Ili kama corruption imefanyika mahali, muna demonstrate, mnasema hapana, hapa imeisha iishe.
This time, we will not keep quiet, for this tree has been growing in learning institutions.
Prevention is always better than cure. This is why the Commission seeks to impress upon Kenyans the importance of being in the forefront in the fight against corruption.
We put public education and corruption prevention at the fore of all the activities that we outline year in, year out, or even in our strategic planning framework. because many Kenyans may not understand their responsibility in being part of the fight. They may not also understand how much they can contribute to the process of ethics and leadership in this country. It's them who have the capacity to be in every village, every house in this country, and they can easily make what our way forward should be in as far as dealing with the objective of the fighting corruption and enhancing ethical conduct and practice.
Other training programs target members of the institutional corruption prevention committees who spearhead implementation strategies in their respective organizations.
Tunaita vicious circle. Wale wadogo wanavyokuwa wanawaona wale wakubwa wanavyofanya.
It is the Commission's expectation that such knowledge will help the people to avoid the consequences of the old age statement to the effect that ignorance of law is no defense. The Commission has also, in collaboration with the Evangelical Alliance of Kenya and Fellowship of Christian Unions, developed a Bible study guide. The Alliance uses a guide amongst its member churches and other church institutions of about 12 million members. Through this strategy, the Commission mainstreams anti-corruption ethics and integrity among a wide segment of our society.
The citizen is the owner of the country, and therefore they are the owners of the processes and the services that we offer in this country. And they are also at the front line or the first point of call when it comes to conducting services or experiencing bad services, which is meted by public officers while they conduct their processes of daily businesses. So, first of all, they really have to understand what it is that we are going through.
In discharging its mandate, the Commission has 4 directorates. Investigation and Asset Tracing Directorate, which is responsible for investigation of economic crimes leading to criminal prosecution and asset tracing. Legal Services and Asset Recovery Directorate, which provides legal services leading to prosecution of corruption cases and recovery of corruptly acquired assets and property. Preventive Services Directorate, which conducts public education and examinations of systems, practices and procedures of public bodies, and the Finance and Administration Directorate, which provides financial and administrative services to other directorates and facilitates their performance.
When a matter is reported to us, we conduct full investigation. We come up with the facts about the problem. Then we share that with the Office of the Director for Public Prosecution, who is mandated to prosecute every case in this country. After we forward our cases to them, they will go through the process and then give the authority to prosecute. Now, after that, we go to the courts. The judiciary is what now will be on top of the whole process from there as we continue prosecuting our case, as it were. If the matter is taking whatever time, you cannot accuse us of charging an individual and later on the case going silent, because we have to do what is within our mandate and we sustain it as long as it is still within our boundary. If it goes beyond, if it goes to the next level, then it belongs to that next institution. That's what Kenyans need to understand.
Our honorable watchdog, Mr. Watchdog, are your footsteps noisy? Be swift, exercise your agility, to pounce and bounce on your prey, crack your long-awaited whip, to unleash the big fishes and closing golden nuts, and to join us with us, the patriotic citizens, to eradicate the evils of corruption.
The Commission continues to implement the various activities and programs within its mandate in order to improve the quality of life for Kenyans.
Corruption is not the exclusive mandate of the Commission. Corruption has to be fought by all of us, big and small. The Commission and the Kenyan people must be involved in this. We are not only running this program for these counties. We have undertaken similar programs in a number of counties. 2 weeks ago we were in Isiolo with a similar program. In the next financial year we have lined up again quite a number of programs so that the county governments are empowered, such that When they make mistakes, they will no longer be mistakes, they will be offenses.
We know that the counties have become a focus for resources, focus for power and politics in this country. So we have opened regional offices and have an ambition to be each and every county after a few years.
It is your duty and responsibility as a Kenyan not to engage in any form of corruption. Say no to corruption today and report any suspected form of corruption on the addresses on your screen.